Good morning, grade 5. I hope everybody had an awesome weekend and you're ready for today's lesson. So let's get started. So today we'll be just revising over some language and then we'll be reading a short story. So the first thing we're going to look at is direct speech. So we know direct speech is a sentence that shows us the person's exact words spoken, and we usually put this in quotation marks or inverted commas. So let's look at some examples of sentences. So the first one reads, "You'll never guess what I've just seen," said Sam excitedly. So as we can see, we have quotation marks and we have the direct words, the person's words that they said directly, and we've put them in quotation marks. Let's look at the second sentence. "What's that?" asked Louise. So once again, we are putting the words that someone said directly and the exact words spoken, and we put them in quotation mark, and after the quotation mark we say "said Sam" or "asked Louise," right? So we're showing that it was someone's exact words, right? So that is direct speech. And remember to copy the slide. Okay, so what is indirect speech? So indirect speech is a sentence showing what someone said, but it does not give the exact words or actually writing the speech out in full. Right, let's look at the example. Sam was excited to see a broomstick and a black pointy hat in the back of his teacher's car. So here we can see the difference is there's no quotation marks, there's nothing in the sentence that says Sam said or Louise asked. It's just one sentence stating what happened, but the difference is it's not saying anyone's exact words, so there's no quotation marks. So that's the difference between direct and indirect speech. This sentence is not coming directly from Sam, it's somebody else telling what Sam said over again, right? And also don't forget to copy the slide. Okay, so now you can open up your textbooks on page 91. I will be reading the story called "The Goose with the Golden Eggs," so you can just follow with me. So A says, "One day, Farmer Want More found something amazing in his farmyard. Look, my goose has laid an egg of pure gold. It's a miracle." B. Every morning the same thing happened. Did the goose lay another golden egg? Yes, soon we will be rich. C. Why, they did indeed grow rich, but then there must be many eggs in that goose. If I killed it, I would get them all at once. D. The farmer killed the goose, but there were no golden eggs inside. You silly fool, you killed our goose. Now we will have no more golden eggs. Okay, so that was the story about the farmer who discovered that his geese could lay golden eggs, but then he got selfish and greedy and killed it, and then he ended up with no more golden eggs, right? So as you can see in the story, there's little speech bubbles, right? And when we see speech bubbles in stories, we know that this is a direct quote from the person, or it's direct words from the person. So then we know that is direct speech, right? And then all the sentences that are on top of the pictures that I read, that is just the narration, right? We learned about or what a narration is in our previous lessons. Okay, so let's have a look at the questions. So question 1 says, write what the farmer and his wife said or thought in each block as direct speech. Remember to use the correct punctuation. Use the following words to help you: asked, reply, shouted, thought, or exclaimed. Example: look, exclaimed farmer want more. Right. So you will need to write what the farmer and his wife said from each block. So you need to write block A, B, C, and D, and you need to write it in direct speech. Remember your quotation marks, and they also gave you words to help you, like asked, replied, all of those words you can use as well. And they gave you an example of how to write it in direct speech. Then number 2 says write the speech in B, C, and D as indirect speech. So example, farmer want more said that. So for the blocks B, C, and D, you now need to write this in indirect speech. And remember, in indirect speech, we have no quotation marks, right? And they also gave an example as well. And the last question, question number 3, rewrite each sentence below as 3 different questions. Use the word in bracket to start each one. Right? So A says, the farmer found a golden egg in the nest. So now you need to rewrite these sentences, and you need to use the words what, where, and who. So you need to make a sentence using what, where, and who, right? And the rest of the sentences you need to do that as well. Okay, so for homework, you write your heading, date, page number, and draw a line. First thing, you need to copy the slides of direct speech and indirect speech. Then I would like you to reread the story by yourself, and then you complete the questions that I just read through with you. Question 1 to 3 on page 91, and this must be completed in your English workbook. Right, so that's all for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the story, and you must enjoy your homework. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.